Okay, now I want to look a little bit at link files. So let's have a look at these files. So if let's say I start up this and I say okay, and I save it. Okay, and I go back here and I want to so if I want to run FLS but I want to search for Charlie. Okay, you now see that Charlie is in the recent directory. Now what I would like to do is actually search in this directory. So what I'd like to do is to monitor that directory so I can see when these things are being changed. So you can do FLS. Okay, so because to do FLS you need the offset and the image name, it's kind of easier sometimes just to copy. Okay, so let's do that. Now the thing I want, looks like the recent files are being stored there, so I want to monitor that directory. Okay, so you can do that by, if you pass a directory to the to FLS. Sorry, this is called the inode. Okay, actually the most important part of the inode is just this first number. In fact, if you want, you can just get rid of the rest. But let's do that. Ooh, it was not found. How come? Hang on a second. Just a second ago, it was there. FLS. That's interesting. Oh, this looks like it was deleted. Okay, let's do a search again for, let's do a search for recent. Okay, and so recent occurs in a lot of places. I'm actually interested in the Donald ones, so I'm going to filter that also by Donald. Oops, it should be grep. Okay, so I can find all recent directories. Wow, there are a lot of them. So Microsoft keeps a lot of stuff. So let's quickly have a look. Well, in fact, okay, so this is the one I want actually. Okay, the other file was an old deleted file that wasn't there, so it couldn't show me that. Okay, so I now want to go, instead of that one, I want this. Okay, so this should just show me. Okay, so let's clear the screen and run that again. And you can see in that recent directory, there's automatic destinations, there's a link file, there's custom destinations, and so on. Duck.link. Okay, these are various files that were accessed recently. So again, let's say I go back to my VirtualBox and let's create another file. Actually, I'll do it with a different program maybe. So I want, let's say Paint. Actually, just a point to note as well, Paint appears here because it was run previously, and that information is separate for each user. So it's a user assist key, which is very useful. The prefix files were very useful for saying when a program was run, but it was run on the computer, whereas the user assist is individual to each user. So let's say there are 2 users and each of them run Paint 5 times, then the prefetch will show that it was run 10 times, whereas each user's user assist will show that it was run 5 times. So that's a registry key. Anyway, let's say I start up Paint and let's just kind of create a picture. Oh yeah, there's a perfect picture, and I want to save that. Okay, so I'll save that and I'll just call it okay, so now if I look at that, you can see that there's the art link there. Now what I would like to do is watch this continuously. In Linux you can do that. You can say watch, you can show differences. -D means just show differences, and -N is how frequently it updates. So we'll say once a second, and we'll just copy this command here. So now we're getting a view into the recent directory. Ooh, it changed. Well, really all that happened there was it sorted it. So art.link had been down here, and so there wasn't actually a change to the disk, it was just a change in the way FLS presented the information. Okay, so every second it's updating this. So let's say I save this as a different file. So if I click save as, let's see, I save it as a pink picture. Okay, and I save that. Now pictures.link got updated because that was accessed, but I don't see. Oh yeah, and now it appeared. You can see it sort of. However, this happened very quickly, so I'm beginning to wonder. Well, I'm not sure what the delay is, but there is a bit of a delay in seeing how these things appear. But you can see that the recent folders directory, it contains all this information. Oh yeah, it was just sorted again there. Okay, so it's handy to be able to see that. It's handy to know that this directory is going to maintain a list of items that were recently accessed. It also contains information about these. So for example, this let's say duck.link will contain the modify time and the create time. It'll contain the file times of this file. And interestingly, if duck.gif is, let's say this points to duck.gif, if that file is updated, let's say it's modified, its modify time changes, and the .link modify time changes to the old one. So it always has the at least this is what I noticed when I ran this earlier. Okay, so that's that on viewing link files. I could also use a parser. There is a parser. It's called liblink, libinfo. So if you type libinfo, it'll parse. Oh yes. So okay, it's not actually. Oh, what was it called? Link info. Okay, and it'll parse these files. I might as well just parse that one there. Let's have a quick look and see if we can find the. Oh yeah, so this is the directory here. Okay, and let's do link info, and we want say duck dot. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I'm in the wrong place. Oh yeah, because it's not just that I have it mounted in the NTFS partition, so I need to go to NTFS, and then I should be able to NTFS. Well, I tried duck.gif. Not fitting. Okay, so oh yeah, because there's spaces in the. Is there? No spaces. Okay, I'm just going to yeah, oh sorry, I didn't mount it. Yeah, I'd have to yeah, the thing isn't mounted, so I would have to, well, what I could do, this is a bit messy, but sure, let's do it since I started. I could find out the inode. I could use sleuthkit to access it. So I'll do -r, so it'll look at all files. I find the duck.lnk file. Oh, I need to grep. Okay, so that's going to search for the duck.lnk file, and it tells me there is the inode for duck.link. So what I want to do now is I want to access that file. So I can use icat. So yeah, so this is going to type the file out. Okay. Now doc.link is just a binary file. I could pipe that into XXD maybe, and you just see what it contains. And you can see it's a lot of data. It contains information about the name of the file. It contains some times, but you can't really read it. And that's why we want the parser. I'm going to pipe that into /temp and create a file name. So that's a temporary file. And now I can use LMK info on that file. Okay, so I can monitor that directly, and it tells me the information about it. Okay, so yeah, let's move. Actually, let's pipe it into less so I can see everything. Okay, it tells me the link info version, that is a shortcut. It tells me the information about the link. So this is when the link was created. And it actually, sorry, that's wrong. This must be, oh yeah, no, that could be right. And then further down, it gives information about the, yeah, so this is information about the link. So this is the creation time of doc.gif. So all this information is stored. Now, it's not terribly useful from a forensic point of view apart from these times here, and the fact that it exists means you know. One other important thing is that the link file itself is going to be created the first time you access it, and it's also the modification time. It'll be updated every time you click on it, so you know the first time you access a file and the last time you access the file, which is the dates of the link file itself. So when the link file is created, that's when the file was first accessed, and when it was modified, it's the last time, because every time you access a file, it updates the modify time. So obviously the times in between are lost. Now, one other point, this is only updated, as far as I'm aware, when you're using Explorer, which is either using the desktop, so when you write something on the desktop, or when you use Windows Explorer to access a file. But a lot of people use those all the time. If you use the command prompt, then that doesn't update the link file. Okay, so so that's that on